thing.
Welcome, everyone. It is the SEMA Stage Central right here to SEMA 2014. I am breaking the rust off. It's the last day of this year's SEMA Show.
Dude, you're wrecked.
I know. It's the main bearings are spun. There's smoke coming out of the breathers. I don't know what's going on. To my right, the one and only David Freiburger. How you doing today, brother?
Great to see you, man. Last day of SEMA. And I'm the first face you got to see.
There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of cool stuff going on. Well, let's go to Hot Rod first. A lot of cool stuff going on at Hot Rod. We had Rick Payway up here. I didn't realize you hired Rick.
Yep. I did. I'm responsible for that particular problem.
A lot of cool stuff going on over at Hot Rod. Put everything under the hotrod.com brand, kind of that super site. Really making it a one-stop shopping for everything that you guys do over there.
Yeah, we've got that going on at 10, the Enthusiast network. We've built what we call super sites. Essentially, it's taking a lot of our brands and putting all the content from them together in one website. HotRod.com now has info from Street Rodder and CarCraft and Muscle Car Review and Hot Rod Deluxe. So it's, like you say, one-stop shopping. The site, literally, the traffic doubled overnight when we did that.
That's so cool. Now, for you personally, what's the over-under on cars you got hidden in the Southern California, Los Angeles area? 50?
Here's the worst thing. Some guy asked me, walking down the aisle, Freiburger, how many cars you got right now? And I actually had to pause. And I told the guy, more than 15, less than 20?
That's it? That's all you're down to now?
My lifetime peak was 41 at the same time. And everybody's like, what do you do with 41 cars? Well, they're $200 cars. You stack one on top of each other. Now, I'm whittling it down. I'm finally making stuff run the way it needs to run and actually using it, driving it around. It's odd for me to have semi-finished functional cars.
Well, some of them are getting really close to being what do you do next on them. More importantly, one of my favorite cars, had the opportunity to hang out with you on the cruise out to Las Vegas for Mo Party at the Strip, the Super Bee. Your first car. I mean, it's just one of those things. You embody everything that makes hot rodding. I mean, you have your first
Me personally?
car. Yeah, you personally. I mean, you have the Super Bee. I love that car. Been watching it both on Hot Rod Garage, which is a great kind of a tech info kind of show you guys are doing. And let's start with that. What's going on with Hot Rod Garage?
Well, Motor Trend Channel YouTube is obviously where we air all of this stuff, and what started with Roadkill, our road trippy kind of thing, turned into people wanting actual, like, legitimate content. And so we're doing Hot Rod Garage, which is us testing products, putting products on cars, more of a straightforward how-to show than we do with Roadkill and some of the more fun stuff.
Yeah, but they do have better bands than Roadkill.
That's up for debate, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk. Jeff DeLynn, our publisher on Hot Rod, is in the band.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
He wears a flak jacket every time he gets on stage because half the fans are like, yeah, this is okay. The rest of them hate the Hot Rod Garage band.
Oh, God, poor Jeff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Roadkill for a second. Amazingly successful. One of the things that I'm not going to go back and talk about the history that led up to it because you were ahead of your time. You had done something like this before. You were 10, 15 years ahead of your time. And Roadkill has become a huge success.
Through no fault of my own. It's absolutely stunning. I think the one that you did with us was pre-Roadkill, wasn't it? That was when we were just out there bootlegging it, making some videos on road trips. And you did the one with us in the Crusher Camaro too, or I saw you at Scottsdale when we did that.
Yeah, I pretty much bummed out. I came up and he actually was nice enough to pick me up like a hitchhiker in the Crusher Camaro. And then we went out to, Scottsdale at Barrett Jackson. But it was the Super Bee trip that was so cool because, I mean, we drove it home, or you guys drove it home, we shattered you, I think in 1 or 2 gears. I don't know how many gears you had left.
Third, I think, was the only gear I had left after running it at the track. Yep.
What gets you excited here at SEMA? Because, I mean, I know we got a lot of work we got to do here. I get a chance to be able to be a host of this. You have a lot of publisher duties, but something here has got you excited. Some product, some car, what is your pick of the show if I can actually narrow it down to that?
I'll give you 2 answers to that. The straightforward answer is I think the most memorable car of the show for me is the Jeep FC with the tracks on it. Have you seen that?
Yes,
it's bright green. It's in the Daystar booth. That thing's cool. I don't really do a good job of hiding my fanship of Jeeps, and so that was a good one. But you know what, coming to SEMA for me, I always come here and it's always more and more packed. I realize this is a family reunion of people who get to do the greatest jobs in the world.
That is it.
I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
It's like you would do this, I guarantee you, if we weren't paying you. Actually, I assume we're not. But
shh, don't tell anybody.
You are, despite all the stuff you've gotten to do, you're still a complete car geek, and I know you are thrilled to be able to just announce the SEMA banquet.
I know.
Yeah.
I got up there last night, and I literally, I was walking up with Linda Vaughn.
Right.
And I had to say it. I stopped. I'm like, listen, I'm first-time presenter here. I've got to do this in front of everyone. I give her a hug.
Yep.
And then I just stumbled through my lines. I don't know. I don't remember it. It was a blur. But I don't tell anybody I do this for free.
Who's the person you were most geeked out about doing this with here? Aside from me, of course.
Aside from you. Actually, one of the things, probably Billy Gibbons.
Yep, Billy's cool.
Billy was very cool, and then Jimmy Shine was nice enough to give me a little bit of insight and really kind of peer into Billy's mind and talk about him getting that this pinstripe kit when he was 13 years old. So I think it was something that we always strive for when we interview people, to ask them a question they've never been asked.
Yeah.
So I didn't have one of those for you because we were just going to geek out anyway.
I often open those types of interviews with what's the question you're sick of people asking you? And then they tell me what it is, and then I ask them that question. That's usually the way to go.
I'm not taking that piece of advice. Okay. David Freiburger, Hot Rod Magazine. If people want to know where to go, it's pretty easy. It's hotrod.com.
Hotrod.com or youtube.com/motortrend. Our social media reach is ridiculous. I run 12 Facebook pages at this point. So yeah, we're everywhere.
He's a guy who has 2 business cards, one for his name, one for his titles, and everything he does to make this industry run. Thank you so much for coming on SEMA Central.
Thanks a lot, man.
I'm Dennis Pitzenbarger. More right here from SEMA 2014, coming soon.